How much would you pay for a list of everyone who has ever sexually fantasized about or masturbated to you? Why? $20. Realistically, it would be interesting, but at the same time I'm concerned if there's something that I'd rather not see on that list. For real, actually. Like imagine if your uncle's name was on the list. Or a teacher's. Or your boss's. Some things you can't unread. I feel like there would be 1, oh, for every 10, ew, lol. Greater than for every 10 an optimist I see. No. You see, because of an optometrist. I wouldn't buy it because I could never emotionally recover if I see a blank paper. I wouldn't be able to recover if it was blank except for names that shouldn't be there. Like what if there was family members there? An uncle, or a sibling? God forbid, a grandparent? Like even if it included just, how cute, will they get married and have kids? And I knew that, just seeing any name I knew that I don't want to see there would break me. Childhood baseball coach. Creepy, but okay. What if we narrow it down to only people who've done it since I left high school? Childhood baseball coach. What if we narrow it down to only people who've done it since I turned 21? Childhood baseball coach. What if we narrow it down to people who've done it since I started this sentence? Childhood baseball coach. $5. It'll be a short list. A short list is even more valuable. $5 to find out your grandma's deceased friend is the only one on the list. Another $5 for the shovel. $10 for a number. And depending on that number is how much I'd pay for the list. The information theory is strong with this one. I would pay money to never see it. Exactly, right? No. My first thought was about the people who I thought were father figures or mentors. I'm willing to guess at least one name on the list would make me sick to my stomach. Especially if it told you when. Like your third grade teacher the year you were in third grade. Your dad's college roommate when you were 12. Or your wife, but the last time was a decade ago. A nice glass filled with ice-cold sparkling water. A great visual, only it's so cold today. Some hot tea? Why would I pay for a blank sheet of paper? Zip well. This one's for you, raccoon. Stop. You're making me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Aren't raccoons supposed to be warm and fuzzy on the outside? Warm, fuzzy and dirty. Slut. As a teacher, I would pay my whole paycheck to not know and to have the list burned. Edit. To be clear, there is nothing shameful about masturbation and fantasizing about people, as long as it stays that way, a fantasy. Being a teenager is tough and they have to navigate a lot of feelings and self-discovery at that time, and it's perfectly normal to develop a schoolboy-girl crush on a teacher. As a teacher, it is your job to recognize those signs and create clear and present boundaries so that students understand your role in their life as an advisor and mentor, rather than an object of sexual fantasy. I'm a therapist and feel similar. I'm sure it happens, not a big deal if it does, but there's no way that doesn't influence how I look at every client from the time I see it until the end of time. Exactly. It's unfair really, but a completely human reaction. If I know little Timmy or Jenny have masturbated to me, I won't be able to not treat them different. I have caught students masturbating in class before and so have some other teachers have known. It really tests the idea of every day as a new day. You've caught them do what? My sister had a student masturbate to completion in her 5th grade class. That was the last year she taught too. That was the last item on her bucket list before she could retire from teaching. Is there a premium option to filter for everyone who has ever sexually fantasized about or masturbated to me, that I'd be happy to see on the list? Nope, you also gotta see Uncle Steve on there too. $0 I do not want to know at all. You keep the list. Idgaff. Yup. As a teacher, the answer is just no. The answer is, yup they did. $50 for the baseline list. Up to $300 for the one that has pictures to go along with the names, and other features like filtering by age, gender, kink, etc. I'd like to see what opportunities I missed completely, or passed on, and how well we might have worked out had I not. I'm impressed you think it's been so many people that you're going to need filters for the list lol. Next he's like $1,000 if it comes on a database with SQL templates for me to bootstrap my queries. About $100, I think it'd be nice to see more potential romantic partners LMAO. $100 is solid, $200 tops. I just have to know. I would pay a considerable amount of money to not know about several of them. As a woman, I would pay not to see that. Yeah, there is a huge discrepancy with how men and women are reacting to this question. Yup. Those posts are the easiest game of, guess the gender of the poster. I got catcalled as a little girl by grown men. Was told to not wear shorts even around family. I don't need to know more. It is so Reddit that people genuinely think a worst-case scenario is having a blank list. Similar to how sexual assault or coercion only seems appealing to people who it's never happened to. Trust me, ugly dudes, it never plays out like you think it would. Like that Redditism of how sex is like pizza, always good, even consensual sex can hurt women if not properly done, and rape is a common enough thing that phrase shouldn't exist. Chuds in this site have raged about how feminism is taking over. No one listens to guys, right? If he was rich you wouldn't mind. No. Rich, attractive guys are still creepy. No, you don't want to be catcalled. Because you're picturing Pamela Anderson, who you could still overpower. And it happens when you choose, and didn't start when you were a child instead of the constant, violent edge by guys. Even UWU nerd guys like you can easily overpower us. And do. But they post things like this, and you really feel how male-oriented and baked in it is. It's so refreshing when guys like you get it. Nothing, I done want to know. It's asking for trouble. Exactly. There will be a few names that make your day and a few that fuck up your whole life.